The ones who, really being on the way, fall upon hard times in the world will not, as a consequence, turn to friends who offer refuge and comfort and encourage the old self to survive. Rather, they will seek out someone who will faithfully and inexorably help them to risk themselves so that they may endure the suffering and pass courageously through it, thus making of it a raft that leads to the far shore. Only to the extent that we expose ourselves over and over again to annihilation can that which is indestructible arise within us. In this lies the dignity of daring. Thus, the aim of practice is not to develop an attitude which allows us to acquire a state of harmony and peace wherein nothing can ever trouble us. On the contrary, practice should teach us to let ourselves be assaulted, perturbed, moved, insulted, broken, and battered. That is to say, it should enable us to dare to let our futile hankering after harmony, surcease from pain and a comfortable life go, in order that we may discover in doing battle with the forces that oppose us, that which awaits us beyond the world of opposites. The first necessity is that we should have the courage to face life and to encounter all that is most perilous in the world. When this is possible, meditation itself becomes the means by which we accept and welcome the demons which arise from the unconscious, a process very different from the practice of concentration on some object as a protection against such forces. Only if we venture repeatedly through zones of annihilation can our contact with divine being, which is beyond annihilation, become firm and stable. The more we learn to confront the world that threatens us with isolation wholeheartedly, the more are the depths of ground being revealed and the possibilities of new life and becoming opened. End quote. Durkheim, The Way of Transformation. Very powerful, very beautiful. I was just watching, and I recommend anyone to check out on their own. Dr. Zach Bush, I was just seeing again this brief 10-minute soliloquy he gives, talking about the exquisite and filled with anguish process of our birth, when we're literally being birthed from our mother's womb, which again, I'd recommend is a big part. My whole journey began as a result of the death rebirth experience where I literally remembered my physical birth. It's an amazing thing. This whole process of birth and death, death and birth, birth, death, death, birth. It's a remarkable thing. It's what he's referring to, Durkheim, these zones of annihilation, because when we're born, we go through this incredible annihilation. Everything that we had come to know in the womb state, which for most people is pretty blissful, is shattered when we're born. And then there's another experience that we'll go through when we drop our body and pass again through this temporary perception of anguish. But then we open to this incredibly beautiful, light-filled paradise. So again, everyone gets these two experiences, death and rebirth. But ideally, if we're really on the path, we will allow life to bring us through these zones of annihilation repeatedly. And by doing so, we come to fully know this divine presence, that which is, again, beyond the world of opposites. And we can walk in this world literally birthing the kingdom of heaven on earth because we know it. We know the kingdom. the kingdom has become clear to us as we've gone through the zones of annihilation. We come to know the state which is beyond annihilation, the state of being, consciousness or being, which is beyond the appearance of death. It's so key to our ability to live beautifully, consciously, in harmony in this world, and we have the ability to create a literal paradise. Zach Bush talks a lot about, the biome and again, how the tragedy for most human beings is they get conditioned to live totally isolated from the richness of the biome, protecting themselves against viruses, protecting themselves against bacteria, protecting themselves against life. Okay, and so Durkheim and Zach Bush would be like this, saying, no, life, the richness of life, will be fully demonstrated to you if you allow it, if you welcome it, if you don't protect yourself from it, shut yourself off from it. We want to be fully immersed in life, in this beautiful biome that we are a part of. Okay, so in this time when people are being invited, perhaps coerced, to cut themselves off, isolate from each other, isolate so that they don't get this crazy virus. I mean, Zach Bush talked long ago, well before this COVID thing was happening, but just about the world of viruses, about the world of bacteria, about the biome, that these natural things are here to teach us, to instruct us, to strengthen us. Our immune system is so remarkable. And I know this from my experience, and I'll share a lot more stories as we go along about how literally our immune system is like this shield of invincibility, that we cannot be hurt, that we cannot die, that this vibrant eternal reality that we are, that I represent with the name Sun King, is represented in our space-time life as this protection, this immune system, which takes all of this information, bacterial, viral, all of this information, and uses it to build this godlike system where we cannot be sick, where we cannot be hurt, where we cannot die. It might sound crazy, but it's literally true. And I know this from my experience. I've been so close to death so many times, and always that lesson was to show me there is no death. You will not die. You cannot die. So be free and live, breathe, be fully in the biome of life. Enjoy the world, enjoy the body, enjoy life, because your radiant, energetic, eternal being is what's running the show. Your body, the body and the person, well, of course, you'll drop them along the way and move on. But if you learn through this process of conscious dying, you will learn about this essential self that you are a part of, and you will be comfortable with that which appears to be temporal, the body and the person, here for 70, 80, 90, 100 years, who knows, whatever. But again, like I've shared before, that if you're walking in this world with one foot in eternity, if you're regularly being used as a conduit for eternity, you have this relationship with eternity that makes the temporal world not a problem. It's like, okay, dancing in the temporal, but with the essence of who you are, eternal, you're not worried, you're not afraid of that which appears to be temporary. Okay, because it's not real. It's an experience you're having, but it's not real. It's not, it doesn't have any permanence. Okay, what is real is permanent. It's eternal. It's never changing, ever. You know, there's always that that flux and flow of life. But the essence of life doesn't change ever, ever. It's a steady state. And that steady state is available to you. You can fully come to know it. It becomes a part of you, part of your expression. Because again, like I'm saying, you're in a regular dialogue with eternity and the space-time world. That's our function, to be that mouthpiece, spokesperson, portal, bridge, conduit. Okay, so we're in moment by moment. As we walk in the space-time world, we're expressing different elements of eternity: beauty, love, peace, joy. These are aspects of eternity as it's expressed through the human form, through the mental, emotional body. It is transformed, like I said before, you know, the leaf taking the sun's energy and transmuting it into oxygen, water, food. We are doing the exact same thing. We are transmuters of this eternal energy into the space-time world, and it comes through us as creativity, joy, love, gratitude, happiness, enthusiasm, you know, literally enthusiasm. As eternity or God expresses itself through us, what it looks like is enthusiasm, God within. The word means that. So the expression of eternity through you will manifest as enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is a very powerful energy. I guarantee you, because I live with a relative steady state of enthusiasm. It's amazing. I mean, it dictates everything else. Everything else will follow. You know, it's just like a parade or an army or whatever. All the other parts will follow in line with the most powerful, the leader. Okay, the leader of our energetic expression would be enthusiasm. It's the highest state that we accomplish as a human form, as a body person in the world. It's literally taking, you know, in Hawkins, you know, 0 to 1,000. So you have this vibration of 1,000 as it comes into you from eternity. Okay, in eternity, everything is 1,000, right? Nothing's dumbed down. It's just everything radiates at this pure white light, 1,000, you know, again, this is just a relative thing. But if you think about Hawkins' scale, okay, each 100 on a scale is 10 times greater than before. So 500, or if I say 550, which is like the energy of love, okay, it's like 650 radiates 10 times stronger than love. Okay, 750, which is getting to where enthusiasm is 10 times greater than 650, or 100 times greater than love. Okay, powerful